Disregarding all the mysticism there is about time travel, I think I figured out a way we consciously and unconsciously time travel in our own minds. And sometimes I ask myself, is looping into the past and creating the same scenarios over and over again a way where we time travel and stay in a karmic cycle? Today's episode is going to be a little interesting, and I'm going to try to explain it as quickly as possible because I'm just trying to stimulate and trigger your mind. We're human beings, really. Or are we spiritual beings having a human experience? And as spiritual beings, we have an emotional guidance systems, and these emotional guidance systems indicates and teaches us how to navigate through this journey. Isn't that right, man? Navigating through this journey is beautiful. As the sun shines, it shines over everybody. There should be no labels. Sometimes you gotta contemplate the beauty and understand that the darkness is there to simply show us that there is beauty. But as the kids play and they live in their innocence, why is it that people time travel? I'm not talking about a machine. I'm not talking about going back and changing something you did. Well, maybe you can change something you did. And changing something you did inside of your mind and your heart can actually alter the way you do things in the present time. So, what am I trying to say here? Your brain is the conduit to the transcendence that lies within your soul. The brain is the bridge to everything. And inside of your mind, you have neurons, protons, electrons, and all these little cells that carry with it memories, and these memories carry with it emotions, and these emotions alter and glitch your emotional guidance systems. That's why you cannot live in the past. That's why you have to live in the now, in the present. Understanding that powerful truth is how you begin to manifest your reality, your spiritual reality, not your egotistic reality. There's a difference between asking in the spirit and asking from ego. When you ask from ego, things get misconstrued in a way. But when you ask from spirit, everything flows. Everything happens accordingly. You manifest from a higher dimension, then it trickles down into the third dimension. The fourth dimension is where the possibilities happen, so you create the vortex of all of your desires. But the desires have to come from your spirit, your heart. When it comes from your heart and you manifest in the present time, you stay in the now. But what happens is when you've been hurt, it actually matters how you define that hurt. What happened to you at that point? That anytime someone does something in the same pattern, it triggers you and it brings back that emotion. It brings back that pain. It brings back that necessity. It brings back that itch. What necessarily is going on here is because you are defining a current moment in your life as a painful indication that nothing really happened but pain. Knowing that there is light in that pain that can actually illuminate your path and your journey. So if you're going to time travel, hear me now, don't just time travel constantly and create a loop where your CD has been scratched and you're just DJing it out. You want to go back to that moment. Use your cognitive thinking. Use your mind. Meditate. Allow your heart to flow. Feel the pain. Embrace the pain. Become one with it. Kiss that motherfucker and climb right over it. Because it happened for a reason. You chose to live through that moment. But it doesn't mean that that moment has to be so attached to you that it glitches your current time now. We don't want no more glitches, then we're going to time travel back and we're going to deal with that emotion. And we're going to embrace it and let it go. Let it be. Come back to the now, and it will go back another time to go into other moments and other traumas in your life. We're going, Mama. Time traveling can be a beautiful thing, but it can also be a thing that alters you. And it changes, because if you continue to loop, your present time in the now remains as like a stuck limbo or cycle where you're not moving back or forth. You're just stuck in the limbo, in the matrix as they call it. But thankfully we're not in the fucking matrix. We're out here fucking fifth dimensional living and shit. And I just wanted to share that with you, that if you're going to be time traveling, go back and deal with the emotion. Embrace that emotion. Understand that it's there to show you something. There is a lesson in every traumatic moment in your life. Seeing life from a linear perspective rather than a dual perspective of good and bad actually aids you in healing at an accelerated rate. Why? Because you're no longer seeing the bad or good, you're seeing the purpose. Purpose is linear. Bad or good is roller coaster motion. But when your linear perspective sees the outline and the masterpiece of this cycle, that's what changes your mind. And then your brain waves move accordingly to the now, and you can manifest your desires. You can create law of attraction. You can bring into your current reality whatever it is your spirit desires for your journey. Now the question is, if that's what you want, is that what you want? Go get it. This is your boy Shadow the God. First episode of Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just joking. First episode pilot, talking about time travel. And we hoping you really understand it. If you don't, please feel free to email us. You'll have all the information at the bottom. And don't forget to subscribe. And hit the little bell on the side too. Because we got some videos and we got some teachings coming your way. It's time for the awakening and the shift to continue. And shit's about to get real good. Peace, love you, gratitude, peace, and joy always.